Scratch that. All of it. I just itched my butt a little bit. What's good, dude? Welcome to the Spam and Eggs podcast. Here's the thing. I don't know if I talked about this. I got a piano, dude. Your boy plays piano now. I've been practicing for a little while now, and, you watch Tick Tick Boom, and then you buy a piano because you think, why not? Why not me? Well, because you're 28 and he already did it. He was already that guy. You can't just pick a guy and then be him because you f***ing watched a movie. He already did it and it killed him. So I was deep into the concert choir game, dude, back in Moorpark College, and I really didn't care for music theory at all. I rudimentary knowledge. My whole thing was just like, you hear it, you see the notes, and you basically sight read. Like, it's memorization. Now I'm back to music theory. Here's what's up. Sometimes it's just hot, man. Your boy's been doing some acting. Or when you're going out with friends. So that's cool. He's an actor again. I did... What have I been doing? I did a Walgreens... I really don't know what it's going to be yet. I think it's going to be a commercial that's going to be like on TV. Here's the thing. When they say commercial, it could mean anything these days. It could be on Instagram, Twitter, on their website. It could be on TV. TV would be dope, but I mean, how many times does it have to? I wouldn't see it. I wouldn't see it. I don't really need to see it. I was there. Do you know what I mean?
Or when you're going out with friends.
But it could be on fucking radio. Bleep it. Yeah, definitely. I haven't been along in long enough. It could be on fucking radio. Bleep it again. They could have had the cameras out to make us feel like we're doing something real. Radio's real. Podcasts are not. Why do I have a podcast? You laugh it off, but sometimes it is the real question. Basically, the whatever it was, dude. Commercial, short film, PSA. It was for Walgreens. It was for this drug, naloxone. I don't know if I'm saying that right. They had me repeat it a bunch of times because they couldn't get it right. I happened upon like a neighbor or a friend or a brother, and he's passed out in his car, and it's running, and it's hot, but he's white. Not like white Caucasian, like white drug overdose white. He's an Asian man, and but he was also white because of the drug overdose, which I don't know if really that happens. I'm not sure. I never OD'd. I never found an Asian person OD'd, but I did in this commercial or whatever it was. And so I run up to him and I rip him out of the car and I start looking for signs and signals. Cut in between it, I think, is going to be this monologue of things to look for. In case you happen upon your friend who may or may not be Asian, it doesn't matter, but if they're white, you can look for these symptoms. Let me see if I can remember. Unconsciousness, slow breathing, and pinpoint pupils. Unconsciousness, which should be very clear. You shake them to make sure they're really unconscious. Pinpoint pupils and short, slow breathing. And if those are the things, then they might be anything. They could be drunk. They could be overdosed. They could be a slow sleeper. I learned that was a thing. But either way, shake them. Don't shake them too hard. I learned that. Especially not on concrete. And so I did that, dude. I did it. And the funny thing about it is I had my lines. Dude, I swear I did. But the thing about these lines is like, dude, it's like you're reading ingredients. But they're lines. It's like technical shit, and no one speaks this way. But anyway, I had the lines. And I get to the place, and it's like a big production, dude. There were like probably 50 or 60 people on the crew. This great big house in Arcadia, and cameras all over the place. But you know, the thing about film sets is like it's a bunch of hurry up and wait, dude. You got to get there. I got there at 8. We didn't start until, I don't know, maybe like 11:30 or 12, which is fine. But I was going over the lines here and there and like kind of talking to the cast and crew and stuff. But they get all the blocking down, and finally it's time to shoot. And the guy goes, "Hey, we only have like 2 or 3 takes because of the sun." And I'm like, the sun has been good, dude. For like the last 3 hours. We could have done this already, but it's fine. Thank you for the opportunity, right? And so the cameras are rolling, dude. Guy yells action, camera right in front of my face, and I don't remember even where I'm at. I don't know if I'm auditioning, and then I'm like, oh no, I auditioned. That's why there's all these people here. And then I just forget my lines. And I'm like, and I go, huh. And the director's looking at me like, go ahead. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know my lines. And he goes, okay, cut. And he walks over to me. He goes like, what's up? I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember anything. And he kind of goes like, okay, well, you know, like I said, 3 takes. Now we have 2 because of the sun. And I'm like, yeah, all right. Fair enough. Sorry about that. And then I do it again. And I kind of stumble through it because it's not how people talk, dude. And then I nail it the 3rd time. Because your boy has ice running through his veins. And he makes things happen, right? The first time I do something, I have no idea. I could make it happen and then amaze myself and honestly probably you. But most likely I'm going to have no idea what I'm doing or where I'm at. Am I awake? Am I a stand-in? Do I have lines? Oh, okay, I have lines. Do I say them now? Oh, I say them now. Okay, because there's cameras. So I did it. I don't know when that's coming out, but maybe I'll put some... Well, I can't put any here. I knew that panicking wasn't going to do either of us any good. Unless I never post this. It doesn't matter. The other thing I've been working on, right? Yesterday I did a shoot for Fujifilm. I guess they have this like a web series called All Sales Final, and they're basically showcasing their products. And that's a bunch of technical jargon, people don't speak this way bullshit as well. Luckily, I didn't have any lines. But I was background. And when they say background, dude, I always assume it's going to be like I'm sitting on a bench someplace and they forget that I'm there, and then they wrap, and then I'm still sitting there. Like I always assume that's how far back in the background a background guy is going to be.
That's how far back in the background a background guy's gonna be.
But no, dude, your boy was on camera a ton and like pretty close up, so that's gonna be sick. I can't use it for a reel because no one gives a shit if you do background. Anyone can stand there. But there was a lot of like, I did a lot of stuff with my face. I had to react to stuff that wasn't being said to me, but it's being said around me, so you can't just stand there unless that's your thing. One of the shots looked pretty sick, dude. It's very like cinematic. And I got there and it was in dude, who am I kidding? I'm not going to remember where it was. But it was Las Palmas. A bunch of shit was shot there before. It's in Hollywood. Maybe. I spent 12 hours in this place. And I don't know where I was. And it's funny. I was talking to one of the guys. He was like, I don't know, maybe like 75. I was talking to him, and I don't know how this came up. Oh, yeah, people were talking about like how they left at certain times, and that they were surprised at like how long it took them to get there. But like, you're living in LA. You are an actual actor. You have lines, dude. You've been here for a while. How are you surprised? Where's my water? Anyway, so a bunch of people are like showing up semi late and like, oh, sorry, I fucking, I forgot that I live an hour and a half away without traffic. Anyway, so we're talking about that, and then this guy asked me like, oh, how long did it take you to get here? Ah, not that long. Oh, that's good. And then he starts talking about like how he's bad with directions. And he's like very bad with directions. I was the only one in a room full of I mean, like, there were like 8 people around us, and they were listening. They were like contributing to the conversation, and they had nothing to contribute to this part. Out of everyone in the room, I related most to this 80-year-old, 75-year-old guy who was bad with directions. And he said it wasn't always like this, which gives me pause, dude. Because, I mean, it's okay now, but it's the fact that I have to rely on GPS that it really just. And a few times, man, like the phone dies, and now I'm fucked. I remember one time I was meeting up with a girl my like sophomore year. So I had just gotten my driver's license. It must have been a 6-mile drive. I never showed up because I could see it. I knew where I was supposed to go. I knew what I was supposed to see as I was pulling up to her place. And it's not like I'm looking for like a red birdhouse tucked under a tree. You know, sometimes there's a guy sitting under it. No, I'm looking for a McDonald's. And I can't, for the life of me, find this McDonald's. If I could get to this McDonald's, I could get to her house. And I just never showed up. I was like, hey, I can't find you. So, anyway. You know you're really going places when the only guy you can relate to is a guy that's almost dead. You know you're really going places when the guy that you can relate to is almost done going places. It was a long day, dude. It was like a 12-hour shoot. And there's so much work that goes into it, but even still, I'm like, you guys, all of you have done this so many times. It's crazy to me how this doesn't take 8 hours. Like, it makes sense when you're watching it all happen, but I don't know, man. Things go wrong, you know? Here's another thing. When we were waiting for things to get started, you know, it's a bunch of actors. It's a bunch of actors. And I like actors, I guess. But we're sitting there, and we just start talking about what every actor starts talking about every 11 minutes, which is how just no one understands how bad they want to be an actor. Hey, guy, you're sitting in a room full of actors. Who do you think you are? It's like, dude, we went over this. No one in this room was born here. Everyone's a transplant. We all came here from someplace else to do. I mean, I didn't come here to act, but I'm here to kind of acting. I'm doing stuff with my face in the not so background. And then everyone else is pretending to like feel sorry for this guy. Like, it's difficult. It's a competition. You want to be in something? Make your own thing. Right? But like, it's this sense of entitlement. Like, just because you walk into a place, someone's going to go like, do you want to be a millionaire? Yeah, of course you want to be an actor. It's maybe the easiest fucking, unless you're like like not even A-list. Like you're, unless you're like Benedict Cumberbatch, or like even, I mean, like I don't want to take anything away from him, but like I think half of his thing is his face and his voice and his accent. Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of Tom Hardy's thing.
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck am I?
Ed Hardy, Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy. That's kind of his thing, dude. He's just a hot guy that it sounds funny. Right? There are people that just happen to be interesting to listen to and watch. And those people make it or they don't. So if you're like mildly interesting to watch or listen to, you're probably not going to do much. Especially if you sit around bitching about how like you want to do the thing that you're currently doing. Anyway, I've been playing piano and it's going okay. The thing about piano is, all right, well, the thing about drums is that kind of came sort of naturally to me. Like the right and left hand, I could do those things. I could do two different things with two different hands and then two different feet, right? So I thought like, oh, I could do two different things with two different hands and two different feet. I only need one foot for piano, dude. Not the case. You want to play piano? It's kind of like having 10 hands. Because you have 10 fingers. Unless you have less. And in which case, pick a different instrument. And don't go outside because it's weird. Stay inside, dude. You're freaking people out with your 8 fingers. Dude, I met a guy once and he had 4 fingers missing. That's true. He had 4 fingers missing. Which means, dude, he had 6 fingers. How do you do anything, dude? How do you have 6 fingers? And 2 of them were missing on the right hand that he shook me with. Let me see. Let me figure it out. This one and this one. These 2 were missing. Hey, don't shake hands. And if you do, you better warn me. That guy shouldn't go outside. That guy should be the first one. He should be in the first group to get universal basic income. Just to keep him away from people. I think the qualification should be like, are you missing fingers? Fine. Do you warn people before you shake? No? Well, then here's $1,200 a month. Never shake again. Oh, dude, here's something. I went to a house party. I'm done with house parties. I'm done with them. I'm done with house parties because there's no good time to show up to a house party if you don't know. I don't know. Okay, here's the thing about house parties. I actually do like house parties, but I don't like what's expected of you at a house party. What I like to do, what is expected of you at a house party is, don't break shit. I'm fine with that. Don't get too drunk. That's okay. Speak to people, which that's kind of where you lose me. I don't wanna. Which I get is not like a, it's not like a, you're supposed to, because that's what it is. When someone asks you to a house party, what they're asking is, hey, do you want to hang out at my house? And then we can all communicate. on one level or another. My chosen level, right, of conversation is, I walk in, hey, yo, what's good? And then I sit down and then remain. And maybe I'll move around a little bit, but I just kind of want to watch things unfold. That's what I want to do at a house party. And that's not, and then, but if that's what everyone did, right? It'd just be a lot of people in a house. So I get that not everyone can do that, but I want to do that. That's what I want to do. What I don't want to happen is I go, yo, what's good? You come in, I never show up to a party empty-handed. I'll always bring something. In hopes, I just got it. In hopes that I'll bring a case of beer, I'll throw it on the table, and they'll be like, oh shit, beer's here. And then they forgot who brought it. You go into the kitchen, you drop the beer off, and then you kind of slip away into the darkness. And then you remain. And then no one tries to make you do stuff. Here's what happens at parties. There's always a guy who brings spaghetti, honestly. I don't know if you've been to a house party yet, but... And no, I don't want to eat spaghetti. Dude, they had like 2 crock pots of spaghetti. Which is not a house party food. Dude, pizza, sandwiches, chips, maybe chicken wings. That's the messiest you want to get at a house party. I don't want to have to sit down. Here's what I really don't want. I don't want to smell like spaghetti. If I'm going to eat spaghetti, dude, no one's around. I don't want to talk. I don't want to listen. I just want to eat spaghetti. Spaghetti is a food that you eat over you're about to either have someone killed or you're about to kill someone. That's all. Or you're just hungry for spaghetti, but I don't want people around. There's got to be someone, it's either you or the other guy that is, has ties, mob speaking. There was spaghetti, and I thought that was lame. I mean, it's cool, bring spaghetti, but don't eat it. All right, so there was spaghetti. There's always a guy that brings spaghetti. And, more importantly, this is where I'm getting. There's always a guy who brings jungle juice of sorts. They always bring it in a container that shouldn't have fucking, I pulled up to a house party once, and a guy just brought jungle juice in a fucking like a container, just like a container. Not like with a spigot. Spigot? Is spigot with a G or a CK? Spigot. It's G. There's always a guy who brings jungle juice, and it's never in a container, in my experience. I mean, like, when you think of jungle juice, dude, you think of, like, the 100-pound, or the 100-gallon, like, plastic barrel, almost, with it's cut in half. It's a barrel cut in half, and there's 2 ropes to carry it by, and it's too heavy because it's filled with jungle juice. Fucking, at the end of the night, there's mosquitoes, right? Prime example. Better example of jungle juice that shouldn't be in a thing, but that's what they brought it in, was, like, you have, like, the plastic tubs. This guy showed up with a plastic tub, not a barrel cut in half, a tub, like, you put pencils in, dude. Like the tub with the rack, you have a rack when you were a kid, like the red, blue, and green. You have a tub. and you slide it in. I'll put a picture. This guy showed up with, I shit you not, with one of those things. And it's not even that much jungle juice, dude. I was like, where's the rest of it? This guy would show up with just like a loose tub of jungle juice. But this guy, I mean, not today, at the latest house party that made me not want to ever go to a house party again, he showed up with a thing, with this spigot. And so I got there pretty late. I come in and he's like, yo, what's good? I'm whatever his name, Tanner. I'm Tanner, you know, and he was Korean, so that's weird. I'm not going to put that actually, because he might see this. Nah, he was Korean. And he'll understand. Listen, dude, if you're watching this, don't do this, okay? You're not going to watch this. There's no way. Here's what happened. I walk in, and he comes up and he's like, "Hey, yo, what's good, man? How's it going? I'm Tanner. I'm Korean." And he brings me over to the kitchen, and I'm like, "Why am I following this guy? You know?" He brings me over to the kitchen. "Hey, yo, you gotta try this. It's jungle juice." Like, oh, okay, cool. Good thing it's not in, like, a plastic container. I mean, it was plastic container, but you get what I meant. I don't. It's not in a red, blue, or green tub that you put it in a rack. At least you have a top, right? He shows up. He brings me to the kitchen. "You gotta try this," and I'm like, "Oh, what is it?" And he goes, because there's always soda in it, and I don't drink soda, right? So he goes like, Red Bull, blank, and soda. I'm like, I can't, man. I don't drink soda. And he goes, what do you mean? Well, I don't drink soda. I don't know how much more clear a declarative statement can get. I don't drink soda. And he goes, "Oh, all right. Well, you got to try it, though." I'm like, I don't drink soda, right? And he goes like, "No, but there's a bunch of other stuff in there." And I'm like, "Yeah, you do. I get it. But there's also what? Soda." And he goes, "Dude, you gotta try this mix." This is what he says. "You gotta try this mix. It's fire." Okay. And so I said, "Dude, I haven't had soda in like 15 years. And he literally says, "All right, we'll just have some." This is the kind of guy that, gets some, I'm not going to say exactly what kind, but allegations of sorts. Because it's a control thing, right? It's like, no, but do it. Nah, come on. No means yes, a little bit. And it really pissed me off because, like, dude, okay, first thing, all the things that you listed, I forget what it was. All the things that you listed don't go together. I'm not a mixologist, but I promise you, Mr. Pibb has never gone with gin. Probably. I don't know. No, definitely not. And so it can't be that fire, dude. I haven't had soda since Bush. No, it was Obama. First round pick. I'm not gonna. No, it was Bush. I'm not gonna have soda for the first time since Bush because you say, come on. It's really a character thing for me, man. It's like, I'm good. Why is it so important? And also, for me, it's like one of those things, like, I treat my body like shit otherwise, but, like, I don't drink soda, and I don't know, it's this weird thing. But, like, I don't have to, I mean, do I have to, like, explain to you? If I tried, I couldn't. If I tried to explain to you why I don't drink soda, I would just drink the soda, because I don't know why. They just say it's bad, and I trust them, and I do other bad shit, and I trust them too, but... And it's not like one of those things like I don't drink soda because I used to have a problem. Right? Like, I used to drink a lot of it, but it wasn't like I mean, that is a problem, but it wasn't like an addiction thing. I just had a lot of soda because we played Little League Baseball. We would have these things called suicides, which is you just have all of the sodas. And that was like the drink. And then sometimes we drank Gatorade, and then never would we drink water. If water was on a baseball field, we would spray it on our faces. On the inside, suicide. And then one day, so it's not like I had a problem. It's not like I was sitting on the pavement in South Central with open wounds because I got kicked out because I stole from, I stole from my mother. I like sold her medication for soda money. That wasn't the case. But I also don't think that it has to be the case for me to not have to drink soda because you say it's fire. Is what I'm saying. And then he got into a bunch of other stuff, which I'm not going to get into, but a part of me was like, yeah, dude, I hear you, but maybe it's because you maybe because you have a control thing. Maybe that's why all of this stuff happened to you. I don't know. Can I live? Please. I just realized both of the people that I've talked about today have been Korean. And the thing about that is, it's a coincidence. And it's good to be Korean. It's good to be Korean, dude. If you're Korean, don't overdose, and also don't make me drink soda. But and also be happy to be Korean because it's good. Be proud. Right? Not too proud. That's when we start to get into trouble. Not Korean specifically, but like if you are one thing, don't, be proud of who you are. Unless you're bad. Be proud of who you are unless you're bad, but also be proud of what you are. But not too proud because you could be anything else. So don't be that proud to be like accidentally Korean. Okay? You didn't choose that shit. Okay. But if you did choose to be Korean, then you're probably Korean. Dude, what if you could choose to be Korean? Maybe we did. Maybe we chose to be who we are. I guess we'll never know until we choose again. What else? I think I'm just going to make this a short one, man. Okay, so here's what I've been thinking. I'm going to make an episode when I make an episode, and, you guys will watch it or you won't. If you're watching this, then thank you. And then you're watching it, so it worked, right? But I'm going to try to do them more often, but I think I'm going to do them shorter because, who do I think I am? And I want to get some guests lined up, dude, so, It'll be fun, man. I don't. It's this will be what it's gonna be, and hopefully it grows. I can tell people are still listening to, like, new people are still listening to the audio ones, so that's sick. I have no idea how that's happening, but thanks. I think one thing that I have to monitor is my. I always put the chicken before the egg, dude, or the whatever before the basket, and what is it? The horse before uh, the horse before the battery. I think I was like 4 episodes in to the podcast before I made merch, which was so dumb. But it was cool merch. I never like made it, but I designed it. And I don't know. I just want to. I have no idea how far away. I just want this to be what it is, and hopefully you guys like it. So here's one thing I did do is I did make an email account, and it'll be dope if I get some emails. I don't even know what about, but here it is. Just say what's good. The email is Christ on Earth. Okay. The email is thespamandeggspodcast@gmail.com. You could have guessed that. And so there it is. It'd be sick to get an email or two, and I guess I'll keep plugging that at the end of or beginning of each episode. But I just want it to be like just a hang, man. Yeah, I think that's it for now, man. And I'm gonna check out some originals because they're taking it off of Netflix again, and I don't know why, because I know it's popular. So what? Just pay more money and keep the rights. Just take it off when I'm done watching it. All right, man. I guess that's all. You can catch me at Fourth Wall. And that's all. Okay. Bye. Don't let people make you drink what you don't want to drink. And even if you want to drink something, think about it. Who's this guy? Can I fight him off sober? Do I need a little drink to fight him off? That's valid as well. Can I fight him off if I'm absolutely plastered? And my heart starts to slow to a ninja low level? Probably not. Don't assume the worst of people, but I mean, maybe. Definitely assume the worst of people if they're trying to get you to do something over and over and over again. Nathan Sykes, dude. All right, I'm out of here.